Thank you for the nice introduction. Myself is Dr. Kumaraguru Vasagam, working as a principal scientist in ICAR-CIBA, Chennai. Thank you for the opportunity to share our the knowledge with the wide audience through this portal. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I will be talking on Brackishwater aquaculture for doubling the seafood production and the nutritional security. While Brackishwater aquaculture is a well-known term for many of us, but this Brackishwater aquaculture for many people it will be a new term. So I will be explaining what is it and how it will help in the farming community to doubling their income, and how it will contribute to the nutritional security and increase seafood production in the next half an hour. So we will be discussing on why aquaculture and what is its significance, what is Brackishwater and what is a Brackishwater aquaculture, then potential of aquaculture in Brackishwater in terms of resources, natural resources, and other capabilities in our country. And then again about our institute, since CIBA is a nodal agency, a national institute in India for Brackishwater aquaculture sector. So I will be covering about our institute and achievements of our institute in different aspects of Brackishwater aquaculture, and finally some future directions. So followed by, you can have your own questions. Please reserve your questions for the end of the session. You can have your questions. So to start with, why aquaculture? Before that, what is meant by aquaculture? It's a familiar term. Farming in waters. Simply, it is a farming in waters. Aquaculture, through aquaculture, we are producing fish, shrimp, crab, frog, seaweeds, microalgae. There are so many organisms are being farmed in under the water. So all are covered under the term, a broad term called aquaculture. So why we have to do aquaculture? The globally international agencies have predicted that in 2050, our population will be 9 billion or more than that, 9 billion. So food supply need to be doubled by the time to meet the requirements of the growing populations. So UNEP has recognized aquaculture, that the aquatic environment is the only source which can feed this increasing population. Out of that, fish makes up 17% of the global population. So the animal protein intake, if you calculate, it is around 17% is contributed by the fish. And it is not only that, fish is a cheaper source of protein, and it is highly digestible. Not only protein, it is also a good source of minerals and fatty acids like EP and DHA. You must have heard that there's a brainy foods, EP and DHA. These are two unsaturated fatty acids. Seafoods are the source for these fatty acids. But if you see, the source for these fish is, if you look back the history, our sea was the source of these wild fishes. But if you see, the production is almost stable for the last 2-3 decades, and the demand is increasing, but the catch is stable or declining. So the only source for the growing demand will be the aquaculture. So aquaculture is the only option to meet the growing demand. This wild fish catch is declining due to several reasons. One is the over exploitation, because we are different means of harvesting technologies are being implemented in the sea to harvest the fish from the sea. So it is declining, and the climate change is also contributing because of the unexpected climate events. Fish population is declining. Then human pollution is also another factor. Where we are adding a lot of plastics, chemicals into the natural environment, especially in these estuaries and the Brackishwater environment, where they are acting as a breeding grounds for the fishes. Because of pollution, we are losing a lot of fish population. So finally, to increase the demand, so to meet the increasing demand, aquaculture is the only option. And already aquaculture is contributing 50% of the total fish produced globally. And it is expected to increase further in future. So aquaculture as a, as a commercial entity, it is supporting so many avenues. One is the food security, because it is directly acting as a food for the, many people, both in the coastal and inland water bodies. And it is also giving employment opportunity for many coastal communities and other people. Some source for many people, and it is also contributing to the industrial development. Say, for example, aqua feed industry. Aqua feed industry is a big industry, is a growing industry in India, because feed is an important element, inputs required for farming. So to make that feed, this is an industrial element which needs to be, that industry which needs to be produce cost-effective feeds for the increasing aquaculture demand. So industrial. Then another one is a processing industry is also. After culturing, harvesting the fish or a shrimp, it has to be processed before it goes to the human man's platter. So that seafood processing industry also aquaculture supports. And it also supports the women empowerment, because many coastal fisherwomen are involved now in various forms of aquaculture activities. And finally, this aquaculture is contributing to the export market. If you see, in India, shrimp is a leading export commodity, being exported to both the US and the European market. So it is also contributing to earn foreign exchange and export revenue through aquaculture. This is just a comparison about a different farming, farmed animals: fish, poultry, swine, and cattle. If you see the efficiency in terms of protein retention, energy utilization, and feed conversion, and edible meat production, fish is on a higher side. Because if you see the protein retention efficiency of fish is estimated to be around 31%. That means if you give 100 grams of protein, around 31% will be retained or captured in the fish flesh. In case of poultry, it is only 21%. In case of swine, it is only 18%, and the cattle, it is only 15%. So this shows the efficiency of aquatic organisms. The main reason being, as they are aquatic organisms, the energy requirement and other energy requirement for managing the as a cold-blooded animal, maintaining the temperature is not there. So the energy requirement is very less. And feed conversion ratio also, if you see, to grow 1 kilo of fish, to produce 1 kilo of fish on an average, we need to give only 1.1 kilo of dry feed. In case of poultry, we need to give 2.2 kilograms of dry feed to produce 1 kg of poultry bird, live weight of a poultry bird. In case of swine, it is 3 kg, and in case of cattle, it is around 4 to 10 kg we have to feed. So in this angle, aquaculture is really contributing to food production in a bigger way. The next comes this. So far we have understood about what is aquaculture and what is the important significance of aquaculture. Then let me talk about the brackish-water aquaculture. Why we had to do aquaculture in brackish-water? Aquaculture can be done in all the water bodies. Freshwater, you can do farming aquaculture. In marine also, you can do open ocean aquaculture. So like that in brackish water. Brackish water is nothing but the, it's a water where the salinity, intermediate salinity is prevailing. The ocean meets the river, no, the river meets the ocean in a place. That place is called estuary. So the water in that estuarine region is called brackish water. The salinity in that region will be intermediate salinity. The salinity will range from 5 to 20 ppt, 25 ppt. So that area is called Brackishwater. So the pressure on freshwater resources due to multi-user demand is increasing. Freshwater is a limited resource. We are competing freshwater for agriculture. We are competing freshwater for human consumption, for industrial use. There are so many demands for freshwater. But in case of brackish water, there is no, brackish water is not suitable for agriculture, is not suitable for industry, or is not suitable for construction. So we have a, so the only option is we can do better utilize this brackish water for aquaculture, then we can directly produce, seafood. And so therefore, the footprint of water footprint will be very less in brackish water aquaculture, the negligible footprint on potable water and carbon emission. So this I already covered. This slide explains what is a brackish water, what is covered under brackish water. As I said earlier, if you see, there are different, based on salinity, water has been categorized into 4 different groups. Freshwater, which with the salinity from 0 to 0.5 ppt is called freshwater. That is a potable water what we are drinking. And next is the brackish water, the salinity which range from 0.5 to 30 ppt is called a brackish water. Mainly this region is restricted to estuaries, backwater, coastal lakes, and adjacent water bodies in the coastal system. And next is the saline water. It is a pure open ocean water, sea water, and the salinity will range from 30 to 50 parts per thousand. And above that, it's a briny water. You will find briny water in salt pans and pools. The salinity will range from more than above 50 ppt. So what are the potentials of brackish water aquaculture in development in India? If you see, the productive water resource suitable for aquaculture do not compete with agriculture and drinking purpose. We have a resource potential of 1.2 million hectares of these open brackish water coastal areas available for expansion of brackish water aquaculture sector. In addition, we also have inland saline areas of 8 million hectares. 8 million hectares, that is inland saline in states like Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, UP. Inland saline soils are there. So there also we have 8 million hectares are available for the expansion of brackish water aquaculture. At present, we are utilizing only 10% of this available area for brackish water aquaculture. So still 90% of the area is found unutilized. Then other advantages we have, our India is a tropical country and we have a very good tropical climate, and our estuaries and brackish water bodies are very rich in diversity, biodiversity. So we have a species choice ranging different categories from shrimp, crab, oysters, so many varieties of food fishes available for culture in our own natural water bodies. And we also have a huge R&D setup with a lot of professionals and institutional backup and governmental agencies to back up this brackish water fish farming development. And these are the potential species, as I said, for identified for brackish water fish farming. Still, many species are being added into the basket. Already we have almost 7 food fishes, starting from this latest calcarifer, Chanos is a milkfish, Mugilcephalus is a gray mullet, Lujanus argentimaculatus is called a snapper, a very good tasty premium food fish, and Siganus javis is a vegetarian herbivore fish which can eat only on seaweeds. Aeroplus suratensis, it's a popular food fish in Kerala. And these other 3 are ornamental fishes, mono angel, spotted scat, and orange chromate. We also have 4 or 5 shrimp species potential for farming. All belongs to our Indian native waters. But the thing is, at present, Indian brackish water sector is dominated by the shrimp called Pacific white shrimp, Vanamae, exotic, selectively bred SPF, specific pathogen-free shrimp. That is a dominant species now widely formed in Indian waters. But our institute is, to diversify this Indian brackish-water aquaculture sector, we are working on many other species also to develop a seed production technology and feed technology and other farming technologies. So this graph shows how the brackish water production is increasing over the years in India, starting from 1990 to 2016. If we really look at the volume, shrimp is a major contributor to this volume. And at present, we are producing around 1 million metric tons of farmed shrimp in India. And 75% of this farmed shrimp is being exported to US and European markets. So this chart shows how the shrimp is contributing to the exports, seafood exports from India, and compared to the other agricultural commodities. You can see the dairy products is 0.3%, and billion exports in billion dollars, US dollars. And in the last, shrimp alone is contributing to like a 4.85 billion US dollar to the export. Even it is more than the basmati rice. Basmati rice is an important commodity being exported from India. So it is, it is more than the basmati rice we are exporting to other countries. So as I said, the Indian shrimp farming is an economic engine of this Indian brackish water aquaculture. We are producing around 1 million metric tons and worth rupees 45,000 crores of money we are producing through this shrimp farming, and it is an economic engine. And earlier we started with the Indian white shrimp, then we shifted to black tiger, another species which was dominant until early 90s and not early 90s, late 2000, and from 2010 onwards we have shifted to an exotic species called Phineas vannemii. It is a selectively bred specific pathogen-free variety imported from Western world, and we are importing the brood shrimps, mother shrimps from outside, and we are producing our own seeds here. And entire farming, shrimp farming in India is dominated by that species. After this introduction of vannemii in 2010, the shrimp production has shooted up, grown like anything. And from in 2000, it was like 1 lakh ton was the production. Our production was around 1 lakh ton. And after that introduction of this vannemii, we have increased 10 folds in another 10 years. So such a potential industry it is. With that, I finished this introduction about this brackish water aquaculture, and now I will move on to our institute structure and how we are contributing to what are the different areas we are working in this sector to contribute the brackish water aquaculture development in this country. Under the apex organization called ICAR, under the Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India, we are one of the institute. There are 8 fisheries institutes are there under the ICR. We are one among them. Ours is main area is brackish water aquaculture development in this country, and we established in 1987. We have 2 research centers. One in West Coast, that is in Navsari, Gujarat, and one in there's Sundarbans. Is called KRC Research Center, Kakadip, West Bengal. And we also have an experimental station and state-of-art facilities like a feed mill, hatcheries in Muthukadu, Tamilnadu. We are headquartered in Chennai, Santom. So these are the mandates of the institutes, our ICAR-CIBA, basic strategic and applied research for techno-economically viable and sustainable culture systems for finfish and shellfish in brackish water, species and system diversification. It is an important mandate we have, we are focusing on. And we are acting as a repository of information on brackish water fishery resources with a systematic database. And we are acting as a human resource. We are working for human resource development, capacity building, and skill development through training and extension activities. Our vision is to make CIBA envisions as one of the world's foremost scientific research institute in brackish water aquaculture through pursuit of excellence in research, innovation, and contribute modernization and development of sustainable brackish water aquaculture in this country. Mission is basic and applied research, and providing technological backstopping suitable for the development of sustainable brackish water aquaculture, suitable for Indian conditions, which would ensure much needed nutritional security, employment, economical well-being, and societal development. And these are the different thematic areas we are, ICAR-CIBA is working. Reproduction, breeding, and larval rearing, because there we develop the technology, hatchery technology for seed production of different candidate species. That is an important area. And another one is a production system research. There are diversified farming systems are coming up, starting from RAS, pond-based system, cage, open water cages, like that. So we are working on different production systems. And another important area is the nutrition feed technology and bioprospecting. Feed contributes about 50 to 60% of the operational cost for any species under farming. So we are working to develop cost-effective indigenous feeds for different life stages of the farmed aquatic species, especially in brackish water sector. And then we are working on brackish water ornamentals also. There are limited number of species only in brackish water, but still we are working on brackish water ornamental, starting from fishes to shrimps, small, colored shrimps. And aquatic animal health and environment is also an important area where we develop the diagnostics for diseases and health, nutraceutical products, and environmental management products also. And we are working on genetics and biotechnology. As you know, the Banami, what we are using is an exotic selectively bred shrimp. And under this genetic and biotechnology division, we are working on to develop our own selectively bred shrimp species, that is a Phineas indicus, Indian white shrimp. We took as a flagship program for the past 2 days and for the 2 years, and we will be reaching the destination nearly in another 3-5 years. And another area is the social science and development. Whatever the technology developed here, it will be extended to the benefit of the peoples through this social science development division. As I said, these are important areas. 7 foot fishes we have developed and 3 ornamental fishes, 6 shell fishes. We have fine-tuned the hatchery technology. It is available for transferring to the stakeholder who are approaches our institutes, and we are working on the new species like this Elythronema tractodactylum. It is an empire called Indian salmon, and Silago sigama. It's in sand whiting. It could be a future species. Just I will go through fast. And the second, under the second objective, the economically viable and environmental sustainable farming models, different farming models we are working. One is this, we recently gotten project for biofloc based new age farming system, where shrimps will be grown intensively. At the same time, without harming the environment, we will be using the same water for culturing shrimp with the less feed, with the less energy, and with less land available. So like that, we are aiming to make entire farming as a sustainable model of food production. And these are some of the water quality kits we have developed and water quality nutraceutical products we have developed in our institute for managing the water quality parameters. And these are some of the feeds we have developed. The recent past start from Color Plus, that is a feed for ornamental fish. Larvae Plus is indigenous feeds for shrimp larvae. Broodstock feeds for different fishes. So we have a state-of-art feed mill in our Muttukadu campus. We source locally available ingredients. Our main objective is to reduce the cost of the feed without compromising the performance of the shrimp. And as I said earlier, we are also into the diagnostics, developing modern diagnostics for different emerging diseases. Because the disease is a major challenge in farming, so there are a lot of emerging diseases are coming, and we have very good facility to develop diagnostics, disease diagnostics, and vaccines. Also, we developed recently for a fish viral disease called VNN. And in technology dissemination, we are using all modern, this Android-based app for technology disseminations through Android apps and all. And we have a ITMU, Technology Institute Technology Management Unit. Through that is a window where all the technologies developed will be, disseminated to the stakeholders, various stakeholders of the sector. And these are some of the brackish-water farming demonstrations. Our thing is, we will develop the technology first in our institute facilities, within the institute facilities, and we will scale up them, and we will then finally do the demonstrations in the farmers field. And these are some of the demonstrations we recently done in the West Coast for farming of crabs in floating cages, and these sea bass, milkfish, and other brackish water fishes in the Maharashtra coast. And we do different societal development programs also involving the women's and the socially deprived populations in the brackish water farming, and we do the benefits, whatever the benefits come out of this projects, we will be shared with the women self-help groups. And these are some of the facility. We have a state-of-art shrimp hatchery, multi-species finfish hatchery just on the beachfront in Muthukadu with their farming facilities. We have a mud crab hatchery, a feed mill. We are the pioneer in having a shrimp feed technology in India, and we have a live feed unit, crustacean reproductive physiology lab, and aquatic animal lab. We have a lot of facilities for testing feeds and the other nutraceutical facilities. And we do have a linkage with the different stakeholders in the sector, starting from central government agencies, other ICAR institutes, other national institutes like NIOT, IIT, and the NGOs. Then we do have linkages with the universities, academic universities, to develop the human manpower in the academic, along with the academic programs. Our future plans, species diversification, as I said, that is one of the important area where we have to have a more species choices in the farming basket, and we do develop economically viable, environmentally sustainable farming models, and through rigorous water soil health management for judicious water use and maximum nutrient recovery, and cost-effective indigenous feeds and feed management is also an important area where we are working, and modern diagnostics, surveillance, and therapeutics, that is a disease related, because this is a challenging issue in farming. And finally, technology dissemination and region-specific livelihood development through modern way of technology dissemination. So with this, I finish. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, sir, for a wonderful presentation. I will take up the questions from the participants now. In the meantime, can you please stop sharing the screen, sir, so that we can see your full video? Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I'll move on to the questions now. The first question is, could you explain some of the key species that are commonly cultivated in brackish water aquaculture and their nutritional significance?
Yes, madam. In shrimp, we are now widely farming this Phineas vanemi and Phineas monodon. This Phineas monodon is called a black tiger shrimp commonly, but production-wise, earlier it was dominating in Indian farming. But recently, since the selectively bred vanemi was imported from Western world in 2010, after that it became a very popular species. In shrimp, these are the two species widely farmed. In case of finfish, we developed a technology, seed production hatchery technology for sea bass, called in Tamil it is called Kodua, Latus calcarifer. It was the early 1990s. The technology has been developed. After that, slowly farming took up. Slowly started growing, and now with this sea bass also around 10,000 tons are being produced across the nation in various pockets of the coastal states. Nutrition wise, seafood is generally, all the seafood varieties are rich in nutrient dense, and they are highly digestible for human nutrition point of view. Fish is generally rich in protein, minerals, and these omega-3 fatty acids. And in case of shrimp, protein is more, and there is no lipid is very low, and the cholesterol is also very low in shrimp. Only thing is some people may have some allergic for shrimp. There are certain, it's a genetically determined factor. So still it's a very good choice of seafood for everybody.
Okay. What are the main nutritional benefits of consuming seafood produced through brackish water aquaculture, and how does it contribute to improve nutritional security?
This is first thing is all these proteins are balanced in amino acid profile and to match with the human demands, madam. Then followed by this, these proteins are highly digestible, easily digestible for human beings. So, unlike the other terrestrial animal proteins, aquatic animal proteins are very easily digestible, very simple proteins. So there won't be any digestive issues with this. Then another thing is these fatty acids, important fatty acids I was telling you, these EPA and DHA, eicosapentaenoic acid and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. These are the two important fatty acids man cannot synthesize, even fish cannot synthesize, but they can accumulate from the lower trophic level. So this by consuming these seafoods produced through brackish water, we can directly get benefited by consuming them. And the other thing is there are a lot of pigments, bioavailable minerals are rich in these brackish water formed seafoods. So directly man can benefit through this, madam.
Okay. Are there any specific regions around the world where brackish water aquaculture has shown significant potential for doubling seafood production?
No,
what are the factors that make these regions suitable?
You mean India or around world you are asking?
Around world they have mentioned.
No, that's a brackish water. Wherever seawater is there and river is flowing, wherever the river mixes with the sea, there is a chance for a brackish water availability. That potential area can be explored and used. So it depends on how much of coastal area we are having and how many rivers are flowing. If you see India, we are rich in many rivers, and our coastal line is also is very high. Both the west and east coast, we have being a big country, we have a large extent of coastline and many rivers are flowing, and we have around this is a 12 lakh million, 1.2 million hectares of brackish water area has been identified as a potential area for brackish water farming. Out of that, only 10% we price so far, and there is a lot of potential to expand this brackish water aquaculture, madam. So because we cannot expand further in freshwater, because freshwater is a limiting resource, we are competing for agriculture, drinking water, and industrial applications. And sea, of course, sea is also there. Plenty of water is there in the sea, but the only challenge is access in the sea, because a lot of waves, tides, natural calamities. And then if you want to go and reach the spot to do a farming, a lot of money has to be spent on logistics alone. So that may not be an economically viable option. Time being, we had to focus on this brackish water area for expanding this aquaculture in a sustainable way.
Okay. Are there any environmental concerns associated with expanding brackish water aquaculture?
It will be there, madam. Actually, any form of farming, even if it is an agriculture or any way of farming, some minor negativities will be there, but through proper planning and execution, all these negativities can be, nullified. There won't be any issues at all. You have to do a proper planning. Now we have a technology for zero water exchange systems. No need to do a water exchange. Once you take the water, and only we need to top up the evaporation loss in the system. So by using such a kind of innovative systems, we can avoid all these environmental problems. We have a better digestible feed, better fast growing seed. We have a very good technologies in terms of aeration, sludge removal systems, and sludge process treatment systems also. So nowadays, it will not be an issue. In future, it will not be an issue. Only thing is we need to have a better planning and execution. Then we can avoid all those negative things.
Okay. How do factors like water quality, salinity, and temperature impact the success of brackish-water aquaculture system?
Yeah, that's a good question. And these are the critical parameters. Temperature is an important parameter. Salinity. The one advantage of this brackish water species is they can tolerate a wide range of salinity. That is one of the beautiful, biological character of this brackish water species. Freshwater fishes can thrive only in freshwater. If the salinity goes beyond 5 ppt, they cannot tolerate. These marine fishes, they can tolerate only from 30 to 35, 40 ppts. If it exceeds, then they will die. But these brackish water fishes can thrive from 0 ppt, freshwater to this saline water. It's the wide salinity they can tolerate. That is one of the important biological parameters. So salinity will not be an issue with the brackish water potential candidate species. With regard to temperature, being India is a tropical country, temperature always will be in a higher end. So that also will not be a major issue, except the peak winter. Rest of the period is a suitable period for forming this brackish water species in our country. Unlike temperate countries in the Western world, always they will be having a very cold temperature. They have to go for an RAS, indoor RAS, recirculatory aquaculture system, for producing brackish water fishes or any other aquatic foods. But in case of India, that is not an issue because we are blessed with a tropical climate. So temperature will not be an issue.
Okay. Can you elaborate on the role of government policies and incentives in promoting brackish water aquaculture and achieving seafood production and nutritional security goals?
Now, under this new government, this BJP government has the PMMSI, Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. This is a scheme, national umbrella scheme for the entire fishery sector, for the development of fishery sector in the nation. So under this, even it contributes money or funding support to this brackish water sector, also brackish water farmers also. There is an agency called the National Fisheries Development Board, NFDB, in Hyderabad. So that board will give some subsidies for starting shrimp farms, to setting up this biofloc based shrimp farming, and setting up the hatchery of diversified finfish species in the brackish water. So there are schemes available under this PMMSI, madam.
Okay. I'll move on to the next question, sir. In what ways does brackish water aquaculture contribute to job creation and economic development in coastal communities?
Yeah, as I said, this farming activities start from hatchery, seed production. There are also plenty of opportunities will be there for the people in this, in the nearby area. Then hatchery, then farming sector is there. Farming also, a lot of activities will be there. So the fishermen can be employed there as as an alternative, employment opportunity. Then after farming, then it will go to the processing industry. The whatever the products, one channel is the domestic marketing channel. There are also a lot of plenty of job opportunities can be created, and another one is a processing industry. The processed foods will go to the export market. There are also plenty of women are being employed in the processing plants for various activities in the processing. So like that, it is each and every area is creating a lot of opportunities for the coastal rural people.
Okay. What are some of the research and technological advancements that are currently being explored for future improvement of the efficiency and sustainability of brackish water aquaculture?
The one aspect is we are working on diversifying the species, madam. Currently, our Indian brackish water farming basket is with only very few species of finfish and shrimp species. So we are working to develop a different hatchery technology for different varieties of seafood species. In finfish, crab, oysters, then seaweeds also. We are working on seaweeds also, because seaweeds is having a now it is government of India is giving a huge importance for seaweeds. We do have a lot of brackish-water seaweeds. We are working on brackish-water seaweeds, and shrimp species we are doing as I said, a flagship program on Indian white shrimp to genetically improve the Indian white shrimp. So in future we will be having a selectively bred Indian white shrimp. This will supply seeds to our Indian farmers, as well as we will be the number one in the world, pioneer in the world to supply selectively bred Indian white shrimp seeds to the entire world. So these are the different areas we are working. We are working on development of vaccines for different viral diseases, and we are also developing water quality kits. And one more area is the feed, different feeds for the different life stages, sustainable, cost-effective feeds for using locally available ingredients to the all the candidate species. So like that, we are giving a lot of scientific backups to the entire sector.
Okay. Are there any successful case studies or examples of countries or regions that have effectively integrated brackish-water aquaculture into their strategies for achieving seafood production and nutritional security?
You mean states in our country or other outside country you're asking?
Sir, you can mention our country as well, sir.
Yeah, in Indonesia, and then our Southeast Asian countries like Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, these countries, they are very well exploiting these brackish-water resources for seafood production. In India, it has been realized a little late, but we are also now producing, as I said, shrimp. We are number one in shrimp production in the world, and number one in the world, and we are in future also it will be continuing, and definitely it will be a brackish-water will be expanding in a big way, and we will be expanding to this inland areas also, inland saline soils, as I said, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, UP are also having some inland saline soils. So those areas, if you expand this, then our production can be doubled, the income also can be doubled, and definitely our seafood production also will be increasing.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. We have now completed the round of questions. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we like to thank Dr. K.P. Kumaraguru Vasagam for the talk and for answering the questions. I'd like to also thank all the participants in this meeting. This meeting will now be closed.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome, sir.